There are three main clusters of personality traits, and we are all supposed to be on a kind of a spectrum of those clusters. Some could be at the far extreme left, some could be at the far extreme right, some could be right in the middle, and later on I'll bring you the clusters. But in a world where we have different people on these broad spectrum of these three clusters, there is bound to be disagreement. There is bound to be misunderstanding. There is bound to be dysregulation of your peace. So how do I ensure that my peace is protected and I maintain my composure and content? Sometimes I get frazzled when someone says something that triggers, because like I always say, I was raised by strict parents. So I like things to be perfect. I like things to be done the best way possible. And I give everything my best, whether it's love, whether it's cooking, whether it's friendship. So I like trusting environments. And sometimes when things don't go as planned based on the other's perspective and they say something, I may be triggered a little bit and get into my emotions. But I don't let it get me down for so long. I'm the type that talks about things. So once I talk about things, I rationalize it and I kind of get those who I care about, most importantly, their perspective about what they think. It helps me put myself together. These steps help me overcome these boundaries because remember, if we have a world full of different personalities, full of different people who expect different things from you and project their views on you indirectly or directly, mental health has taught us a lot that people project what the idea of you should be on you. And if you allow them, they'll control your life. So maintaining and protecting your peace is very paramount if you're going to enjoy this journey. A few steps help me achieve this. First, I don't prioritize what people say about me. I prioritize how I process it, what it means to me. Okay? So let's say, well, she's lazy. Hey, she's a disappointment. Or hey, she's this. I reflect over it and I'm like, this is what they are calling me. What do I call myself? And I can list all the different things I've done, I've excelled in, all the different hats I've worn, because it's not easy to be a mother, to be a scholar, to be a healthcare provider, to be a daughter, to be a sister, to be a friend, to be a loyal spouse. I can list and go on and on and on. So I'm very confident that, I'm putting something good out there. So first I ask myself, is that true? What the person is saying? And then I match it against who am I? How do I call myself? How do I see myself? And when it contradicts and I realize that it's not true, then I realize that it's their perspective. Maybe that is a box they want to put me in. But I'm too big to be placed in anyone's box. I'm my own woman. God being my helper. So then I pick the choice that comes out at the end of my realization and I run with it. So here is a few steps you can do. You can adopt my style or modify it to be your own. First, when someone says something to you, interpret it, rephrase it, and find out if that is how you see yourself. Because how you interpret it is more significant than what they say about you. They could be projecting their insecurities, their disappointments on you, but you know who you are, right? So you are like, what do I call myself? And then, is that true? Based on what you've been through, what you've done, in terms of, align it to what they are saying. If they say, well, your cooking skills are suboptimal, okay, plan recall all the foods you've made. Say whether your benkwan was good, your light soup was good, your mpesi stew, contemporary stew was good. Match it against it based on what people told you. If they say, well, you're a good cook, you got, then you know it. So then you make the choice. You be like, no, that's not true. It doesn't validate me. I don't need your approval. I'm my own person. I'm riding with my conscience. And once it's clear, I'm good. Okay? So I hope it's helpful and you've taken a key from this. So next time someone says something that you don't expect, or someone says something that is contradictory to who you are, it's okay to be frazzled a little bit. It's okay to be disturbed a little bit. But once the dust settles, reflect over it and figure out if there is any opportunity for improvement. If there is not, this is your one life. You do the best as you can, because most often people project and displace their expectations on you, expectations of themselves. If they feel like they're not performing at optimal level, or if they feel like they failed in some ways, they try to project it onto you because they want to associate their failures with something to make it conducive for them. So that's what people usually do. Okay, and remember, because of that wide variations based on the clusters available, being cluster A, B, C traits of the human personality, you don't know where they may be falling at that time in question. They could be at the far left of that spectrum. They may be in the middle, they may be to the right. So once you know that, then you don't let it impact you so much. I hope this has been helpful. So take control of your journey, make the best out of yourself. All right, my dear. Dear Mekane said, Nipa Ohwe Yemudanson. There were 3 main clusters of human traits. Cluster A, B, C. At any point in time, no, obetumi or cluster A. Obetumi or far right, cluster C. Obetumi or in the middle, cluster B. And that's obetumi or cluster A, B kakra. No one C kakra. Obi or cluster A, B pe oni C. Enti a man se me fie no ba no sometimes e cause damage, e cause stress. To become baby na ehawa. Okay say obi man na ehawa kakra so you nipa or response making our experiences name the way I tie no and then more bra and then align here. A bit me ehawa kakra. So they be a make no me the way I tete me no me paniema crojin said the me ya dia me do na na ye. Se me ntumi nya menye. Ti say esa na obi ka say bit ma obemabu. So but one kasa no wonim say the wotie ni nti no na wafa de nipa ne kan no waka say sa na tie na ansa na obem say sa na tie no na wo so de kowa wadwem hwehwem say na nipa ne kan sa na wo frɛ wo ho de mi sa na me frɛ me ho okay na hwɛ niema waye a kyerɛ say nya sa na wo say etie no me za nipa ne say wabenkwan nye de no wahwɛ okay me ye light soup na de me ye contemporary na de me ya mpesie froye to froye na de nti na okasa ma benkwan nye de na say bi ono ne sina wantwitwi ana nanum na nye ne de because it could be several factors. So why aren't you choosing? If you don't brush your teeth, if you don't clean your teeth, someone's cooking may not taste good to you. So you consider the other factors. So I bet you mama nipa na kasa. And as all no one insecurities no or they be show so say abia say no person na person and as all person do share box beam. Oh no nya control of you. So dictate your mom. Inti say oh yes a puppeter. The be can be now this the be can this so. But also who say yes and it's here dear. Now analyze now say the pain say na metie. Hey, de bia me niam ye top notch o. Internet dey na wo kase ya. Na wa hu say nipa na onim de o kan me nua. Na wa jem akoso abobra. So, isa bra boy de e be koyi agina wo so. Say de obema obi di wadwen adi agro na e be fa. Nti endada ho enjeja ho mo bi mfa wo ndi agro. We are enough. So, we are unique. Do betima ye bia obetimi unim. So ka so betima ya betima ye untumi nya ni na ahye wonsam. Enti menua, you have the power to me. You have no witness adanse in your hands. Like, subscribe, follow me. It's a braboidie. Me and you, we are in this life together.